Hello, hope you're all okay. Hope everyone's training hard, getting ready for any meets coming up soon. And what's happening in Britain now? I think regionals are coming up, aren't they? Nationals is coming up. So yeah, all things going on. So this is a video today. It's gonna be like kind of recapping, going over my experiences of the Olympic trials down in London. So I'm filming this nearly a month after the trials, just because it's taken me a while to kind of get my head around the results. It didn't go how I was anticipating it would go. I wasn't swimming in a way that I know I'm capable of, which is pretty frustrating. But I thought we'll look through each race. We'll kind of watch them together. I'll give some of my thoughts, and then kind of what we're looking at going forwards. So started off was on the Thursday. So first day for me was freestyle. So I'm there in lane 7, and you can see actually this is quite a good illustration of the work I've done on my start, because I was there well ahead of the two people I'm next to. Like for as you'll have seen from a lot of my videos, my starts are the weak point. But now, yeah. So my freestyle was okay. It was kind of, I felt strong during it. There's a bit of an annoying time as the turn there is pretty good. There's a bit of an annoying time. We're racing about 1 o'clock, which is quite hard then to balance when to eat and kind of that thing. It's a lot later than a normal morning session, and we're delayed anyway. So, but I felt good. I think my freestyle really is the technique that's lets me down. So it's the technique is the reason that I'm not faster, really, rather than a fitness or that kind of thing. So I was pretty happy with that. I was 49.7. So my PB is 49.5. So I know I was in a good spot after that first race. I finished 17th, so just off the finals. But the plan was to just swim the heat of that anyway, because the finals isn't until 9 o'clock at night. So it was fine. And as it happens, people pulled out. I pulled out. So other people got to race the final. But it was kind of always the plan to just do the heat of that, set up the week for the next day, which was the 100 fly. So 100 fly heat then. Again, I'm here in lane 5. Jacob Peters in lane 4, who has got a world-class start. So he does take a bit out of me there, but I'm pretty smooth through this first 50. Just sitting on his hip. You can see Tom Carswell's head poking out there in lane, was that lane 3? Yeah, it must be lane 3. So Peter's out really fast. I was out fast for me. I was out 24.31, and my 50 fly PB is 24.29. So I mean that shows how quick I was out there. And then I was coming back strong. And the whole swim felt good. I felt high in the water. I was catching well, kicking well, and felt like it was setting up really well for the final. So final time was 52.23, which is my 3rd fastest time ever, which for, like I say, in a morning is encouraging. I was looking forward to the final. So the qualification time, that British Swimming standard time for qualifying, was 51.56, which is exactly what Peters went there in that heat. So he was hit the time in the heat. Obviously, with the British Swimming policy, the important thing was hitting that time in the final. So I knew that I'd had to drop 0.7, which is realistic. The breakout off the turn there was a bit abrupt, and so my plan going in there was one more kick off the turn, and hopefully that would then smooth out that breakout. I carried the speed then into that second 50. There were a lot of people on that kind of 52 low. So it was going to be quite a good race. So coming into the final then, I was in lane 3. I've got Jacob Peters is in 4, Joe Litchfield there in lane 2. And keep your eyes peeled on my entry onto this dive. So I don't know if you saw it there, but as I've gone in, my hands have bounced apart, and I've entered like that, and then gone the wrong way round in the streamline, and that just killed a lot of my speed. Just took me out of the race really, and especially when Peters and Joe have got world-class starts. Now I felt like I'm then just trying to play catch-up. Now mentally, I think I coped pretty well with that, because we've done. You'll have seen in the videos where I look how dreadful this breakout is. Though this is a bit rushed. But mentally, I coped well, I think, because as you'll have seen, I've done the stuff racing people with fins to be put in that scenario. But I think it was the physical waves and kind of the getting battered about by that then I just struggled then for the rest of the race. And that was that's crazy really. As a race, I was 52.7, really disappointing. Really disappointing because of the manner of the of that mistake. There's a mistake on the dive where my dives have been so much better, so much more consistent, and it just killed me straight away. And Joe won that race then, 51.7, and without being any disrespect to him or the other people in that race, that was a winnable race. And that's a race that if I'm firing perfectly, I could have won that. It's not arrogant or out of the realms of possibility that I was capable of winning that race. And the winner of this race would get picked for the Olympics for that medley relay. So that's really disappointing from my point of view. I think Jacob Peters would have been really disappointed as well. He was 51.8 and came third. And so even though he got the time in the heat in the morning, because he didn't get it at night, that was it. No selection for him. And it's kind of the shame really in swimming, especially for us. I think, and obviously all these big countries in swimming are the same way. You have one trials meet, one performance, and that's where how the team gets picked from, because a mistake and that's it. Everything you've put in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Now for me, that looks like our 7th and 52.7 swimmer, and that's not reflective of my capabilities of a swimmer at all, which is really, really difficult to take, to be honest. Really not happy with that. So then the next morning, I was in the 50 freestyle, and this was a pretty stacked heat. So you've got Dan Jones up there in lane 6, Alex Cahoon in 5, who made the Olympic team in the 100 freestyle for that relay. Ben Proud's in 4, Dave Cumberledge, who just missed out the team in on the 100 free in 3, then me in 2, and not in a good headspace for wanting to be there. I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't want to race. Even though it's a 50 and it's like a fun event, and my dive there is really timid, and it's just kind of similar to the 100 free really. It's technically my freestyle's not great, and there is a lot of stuff I can do better, but it was just not mentally in that right kind of headspace. So I was 23.3, so not my best is 23.0, so it's okay in that regard, but again, I should be faster, and that's only really on me. You'll have noticed I've put in the race analysis sheet that I've done after each race. So that's what's quite good with being there. So Swim England filmed all these races for us. So if you have a look, you can see where kind of the breakdown of those, and look, especially the fly, you can see the comparison from heat to final and where I've kind of lost time. And if you want some of your races analysed, then feel free to go to my website, fill it in. All you need is a video like this, send it to me. All the instructions are on there, it's dead clear. It's all through a secure Dropbox file sharing. Dead easy. You upload your video, and then within a couple of days you'll have a video back with my thoughts, some feedback on the metrics I've measured, so stroke counts, stroke rates, times, kick counts, all that kind of thing, and then what I think technically that you could do better. So I've had several people have used this service already, and it's all been good feedback so far. So get on it. So, and what else? I'll go back to these videos. What's nice here is that we can see if I get up, because Jacob and Ben are world-class starters. I can sort of see, we can see here what they're doing off the block. So if I go from here, just frame by frame. So as that reaction goes, look at Peter's there in 4, and that back leg comes really high and the hands come all the way back to the hip. Whereas if you look at me, my back leg's dragging, my hands are coming to kind of mid-waist, and my head's buried. And that's kind of, yeah, really beneficial to see. And we can do the same on the 50 freestyle. If we look at this. Again, if we go into the take your marks. So as we go, if we watch Ben there in lane 4, in fact, where are we? We'll stop about there. So you see his legs travelling up. Alex Cahoon again there, his legs high. Ben, his hands coming all the way back to his hips again. Whereas it's interesting there when you look at then Dave Cumberledge in lane 3, who's notoriously got a relatively poor start, and me, we're both sort of hands coming up about our ribs rather than the waist. So it's nice seeing that and knowing then that there's that's a big area to improve. And then seeing the breakouts. So Jacob on that breakout, there's no difference between his last couple of fly kicks and his fly kicks in the swimming stroke. So that's where I'm accelerating, and then accelerating almost like 2 small pause, and then into the swim he carries his speed really well. So that's really a couple of really obvious things that I can do. I've got a slightly new training plan, which will be on the next video. We'll kind of talk a bit about that and what I'm doing and why. And then it's all now. I'm going to do the Seti Collie meet in Rome at the end of June. And that's going to be like kind of my redemption meet. That's what we're going to aim for. So yeah, everything gung ho until then. Yeah, kind of overall message. Charles is disappointing, but that's our sport. It's taken me a few weeks to kind of get my head around. Like we love this sport because the highs are so high, but then because of that, the troughs feel pretty horrendous. But yeah, so that'll do for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know anything you notice in the races that I could improve on, that you think, and I'll take it on board. Of course, I'm in a position where I need all the help I can get. So if you notice anything, let me know. If you want your races analysed, go to the website, and yeah, keep working hard, and I'll see you next time.